Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction bingo for One Piece chapter 1155, and I finally was able to get the scans working. So the scans literally just came out 15 minutes ago, and they've been getting taken down. But I think we're good now. I managed to have them open, so I think we're good. Hopefully. If not, I will have to make a cut in the middle of the video and then continue it when they're up again. So either way, I am so excited. I have been locked in to One Piece after last chapter, and generally this arc. I love One Piece so much. I've been binging through another reaction series to the anime, and let me just say, all the way back in like Alabasta, they were just spoiling the episode in the titles, which is wild. They were doing that even way back then. Insane work. But yeah, I have been loving One Piece. Last week, for last week's chapter, there's probably stuff I want to bring up that I'm even forgetting, but with the Frozen Giants, I totally did not remember the Frozen Giants in Punk Hazard whatsoever. But that connects into that. Elbaf has been so freaking good. I love One Piece so much right now. Even, I have my issues with Wano. I keep thinking, again, I've been looking at all this One Piece stuff and I'm like, it's so good. Did they just replace Oda? I've been saying it for years. Did they just, he needed a break, or they fired him for a couple years or something and they had somebody else write Wano? Because it's not like one of those things where it's like, okay, some people like this, some people don't like this, matter of opinion. I could literally make a long list of things where I'm like, this writing didn't line up to this didn't make any sense, this didn't go anywhere. Like, Wano, I think, is objectively just really messily, sloppily, poorly written. So it's like, I don't get how we go from the rest of One Piece to Wano, and then from Wano back to Egghead and Elbaf. I just don't get it. But yeah, weekly Wano hate session over. I am so excited to read. If you want to get these videos early, I post them early when the scans come out for patrons and channel members. To hit join down below to become a member, go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. If you want these videos early, or if you don't want to get spoiled, then, that's why I hold off to post the full thing until the actual official translation comes out, because I see people complaining about getting spoiled by videos all the time, and I don't want to be one of the people doing that, and I do my best to avoid One Piece stuff on YouTube so that it doesn't happen to me personally, except for like anime reaction series. I love anime reaction series. Through anime reaction series, I wouldn't be surprised if I've watched the anime like a bazillion times by now. But either way, I think that's it. Also, if you want to make your own bingo card to play bingo along with me, there will be a link in the comments and description. I didn't really change much of anything from last week. I didn't really think there was much to add or take away, so I kind of just left the spaces as is for the most part. So either way, let's see what I got on my bingo card, and then we can start reading. Of course, I can't show it on screen, which is why we have bingo, just something extra to do. We have One Piece chapter 1155, and I ended up with a silhouetted character. Hey, with this kind of chapter, anything's on the table, really. Silhouetted character, Zoan transformation, because I think this is titled Rocks Pirates, I think. Silhouetted character, Zoan transformation, God's Knights, any Straw Hat member, Blood, Sweat, or Tears, Yonko, Kid or Heart Pirates, Imo-sama, Loki, or Hyrudine's mom. Loki's mom's already out of the picture. Hyrudine's mom may or may not be a part of this. Hey, maybe she's Mosa for all we know. Maybe she dies during this. Vivi Wapple or Morgans, Wano Piece, Bounty Reveal, Free Space, which we can click, Revolutionary, Muma, Food, Joy Boy or Nika Mention, New Name, Devil Fruit. We could get so many of these. King Harald, Seraphim, Cross Guild, Carrot Endor, Zunisha, Giant Child, Thousand Sunny, and Devil Fruit Awakening. Really, gosh, there's probably so much. Maybe I should do a One Piece discussion video sometime soon, like take some notes and do a discussion, because I feel like there was so much I wanted to talk about after last week's chapter, and now that I'm sitting here in front of a camera, I can't remember much of it. But we'll discuss as we go through this, as we always do. It'll probably be a long video, because we're reading, and we're discussing, and we're playing bingo, but I can't wait anymore. I've got to read. Okay, and also, I'll probably forget to check in with the bingo that much. All right, we have Luffy's wanted poster on the building in the background. I was like, whose wanted poster is that? Thinking, oh, is this one of those hints at something? But we got the Straw Hats here on these tall buildings. It's very cute stuff. Alright, just a cute little color spread. Didn't really, like, not the best color spread. It's just a cute, neat color spread. Whatever. You know, not really worth not continuing and just hurrying along with the cover story because it's been going on for forever. Also, interesting, I mentioned it in my comments of last week's video. For the cover story with the grave, it was somebody that was raised there in Wano, but they were born in, I think they said West Blue? It might have been South Blue, but I think it was West Blue. So if that's the case, who is that character? But we see, this is Elbaf, but Pop's ain't here. He's on a voyage. Okay, we have Loki talking to them. You're all puny humans. This is the first time I've ever seen one moving around for real. How cute. Hang on, did you just say Pops? You're Harald's kid. Rox, the legendary pirate, came to Elbaf, but why? Chapter 1155, The Rox Pirates. Young Whitebeard looks so freaking cool. I'm guessing he can still be reached, even if he's away, right? What's your name? Loki. Alright, Loki, just do what I tell you. Head on home and get someone to send urgent word to your Pops. Tell him to say, Loki's been seriously hurt. You've got to return to Elbaf at once. Watch your mouth. Do I look like I take orders from a human? You seriously expect my father to drop everything just because I'm hurt? Hold on, I need some water. Yeah, right. Besides, someone as weak-looking as you has no right to boss me around. Rox's swordsmanship was renowned for its brutal impact, akin to a giant hammer or cannon fire. It was said to blow everything in the surrounding vicinity away. Okay, so is he the one that chopped through the mountain last time? You would assume. Yeah. Vohahaha. There we have it. Loki's been seriously hurt. Harald's path crossed with this madman once before. We're getting to see the reverie? It happened during the reverie that year. Someone attacked and kidnapped 5 of the kings. Unbelievable. That big man in black has to be the culprit. Man in black? Burn Scar, Black Ship. The lives of those sovereigns cannot be used to extort Mu. No kidding. But it threw the Holy Land into total chaos, didn't it? The incident... Hold the phone. The incident would be the first and last of its kind. An intruder made it all the way to the flower room, hidden deep within the Holy Land. So Rox met Emu, and we see a woman here who looks like Gunko. The man claimed to be a Davy Jonesian pirate. He knew there was nothing he could do in that moment, so he withdrew with these words. Before I read it, this is so sick, because I mentioned this before, I think, where we first learned that Davy Jones was a legendary pirate who ruled Hachinosu, and they were the ones, I think Davy Jones was the one who invented the Davy back fight, and that, again, all happened with Hachinosu, but then Hachinosu was maybe, like, that was a Davy Jones thing, and then Hachinosu was a Rox thing, and now it is a thing with Blackbeard. So is it a case where sort of the first incarnation of Nika was Nika, of course, the first incarnation of the sun god, but then we see Nika ended the first world, then Joy Boy ended the second world, being the next person, presumably, and then Luffy is now the third. So is this going to be another sort of thing where there was originally some, like, evil, dark god, like one of the other gods, and there was the first version of them, then the second version was Davy Jones, and Davy Jones maybe sort of aligns with the Joy Boy time frame, and then Blackbeard is now the modern incarnation of that. And if so, if he's saying that he's Davy Jonesian, and this is maybe like spoken of as a race, maybe a Buccaneer is a half Davy Jonesian and half human? And maybe being a Davy Jonesian is what Blackbeard is? since he's a son, or maybe Blackbeard's a Buccaneer because he's half Davy Jonesian at least. Also, this could be Gunko herself, because if Gunko was in Brooke's flashback, Brooke died, 52 years ago? That means that if this is 46 years ago or something like that, this could just be Gunko. Just wait. One day, I'll be back. Okay, so the theories that he's potentially living inside of Blackbeard or something could be true. Because again, maybe it's not even Blackbeard that's the next incarnation. Maybe it's Rox, and Rox is just hiding out within Blackbeard. Naturally, this incident would never be brought to light. Ironically, on that very day, there was another intruder in the Holy Land. Look, it's so much bigger than a normal giant. I want it as a slave. No, we should kill it and have it stuffed. Guards, protect the nobles. I'm sorry the negotiations went south. And we have a are we going to see somebody else with the Maramara no Mi? We have a burning Harald. Because we saw, like, we need to wonder, how did the fruits for Bonclay and Bartolomeo, how did they get from Wano to get to where Bonclay and Bartolomeo ate them? And now maybe we're having another user of the Maramara no Mi in the past because we have flames, but it could be anything. And I know trespassing is a crime, but isn't this all going a bit too far? Don't let the King-napper get away. Okay, so he's being blamed for that. That wasn't me, I swear. An admiral was murdered. The culprit ran toward the castle. Proceed with caution. And they run into each other. It's just one thing after another. Seize that biggin. That must be the guy who kidnapped the kings. How dare he use me as a scapegoat? I'll show him. A giant in the Holy Land. Don't your kind lurk in the boonies? Okay, so maybe Rox is going to be impressed with him, and if Rox is forming his crew now, maybe he'll want Harald. And the two of them clash swords. The clash between the two strangers blew away everyone within a 5-kilometer radius. Vohahaha, state your name. But it's Harald. I'm Rox. Angle your neck strike toward the town. They'll enslave you if you get caught. Huh? Why? Okay, so Rox is helping him. Don't ask questions. You know, I like Rox. He's really cool, and it's clear that he knows, like, secret things and is using that against the world government. And because we've seen that the world government are clearly bad guys, it kind of just makes him cool. And then we have another clash and people screaming. How do I get to Elbaf? The new world's that way. Whoa-ha-ha. If you survive this, let's meet again, Harald. Don't be ridiculous. As if I'd ever associate with a criminal like you. What the? Are you seriously just going to jump off the edge? Rox had taken down a Navy admiral just moments earlier. Despite all the efforts to save him, the admiral did not survive. It was deemed, and the bounty's cut off, it was deemed the most grievous of sins. Of course, it probably wouldn't be all that high given that the inflation of One Piece. In the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed. The event sent a powerful shock throughout the seas. Sometime later, a ship carrying a great amount of celestial tribute to Meriwa was attacked. The gates of justice were destroyed, and the attacker fled the scene. Okay. Tribute was attacked. The stolen funds were later used to support Rock's pirates' activities. Okay, so is that maybe somebody who was joining his crew? Just trying to remember this in case it's important later. Until that point, Rox had always acted against the world government, but after that he started to target pirates, too. In the world of pirates, there exists a long-standing tradition, known as a Davy backfight. Okay, that's being important again. Pirate crews would compete in a series of matches, wagering their flags or even their crewmates in a truly ruthless game. I have always said for years and years that the Straw Hats versus the Blackbeard Pirates isn't going to be an actual real fight. It's going to be a Davy backfight, just because we have the connection with Hachinosu and the Davy backfight to Blackbeard, and now we're getting even more connections to Davy Jones and all of this stuff to the Davy backfight. We're getting more connections with Blackbeard here, and also because some of the matchups to me make more sense that way. Like, do you think that Oda would write a sniper fight between Usopp and Van Augur? Or do you think it would be more likely that he would basically do a daddy the parent type thing and have a sniping competition between the two of them? I feel like the sniping competition kind of makes more sense. So I feel like the Blackbeard Pirates fight is going to be a Davy Back fight. Rox used this tradition to build his entire crew. They had won many scoundrels to their side before they even had a flag. They've got an amazing guy. You'll lose it when you see him. And we're seeing Shiki, Stussy, and Whitebeard. After that, that's it. They made their way to Elbaf. Elbaf, Oest Castle, and we're having this massive spread here. Oh no, I rushed home as fast as I could, but I'm glad you've already turned the corner on your recovery. Thank goodness. I know that you're strong, Loki, but you shouldn't wander into the realm of the dead. You got lucky escaping with nothing more than that after falling off that cliff. He just does not even know. There's plenty more dangers just lurking deeper inside. Dad really came back? It has to be a coincidence. He couldn't have come for me, so he doesn't even... Again, he's just given up on feeling loved, even though Harald does love him. Rox. And again, I love Harald so much. He's so cool. I've heard all about your crimes. What are you doing here? I missed you, Harald. Okay, now I get to finally see. You gotta join my crew. The world government won't hear you out, right? Now you get it. You get it now? The time has come. Don't be stupid. If I anchor myself with a thug like you, I'll lose all the goodwill I've built up with my allies. This is a real feast. Gee, ha ha ha. What of it? Aren't those allies government pawns? What's the point of reaching for something that's impossible? You gotta level the playing field. Don't be a wet blanket, Harald. Elbaf has the greatest warriors in the world. If something churns your stomach, you should just crush it. And then we ask, so that's the king of Elbaf. Sure is big. Alright, and in the background, we have somebody who honestly looks more like a Cypherbowl member, or a Marine. And beyond that, we've got Shiki and Stussy and Whitebeard. So I'm wondering who the other three are then, if there's some connection I'm supposed to be drawing with them. Like, one of them's potentially, Wang Ji. That's the old way. Elbaf has changed. People never change. That same bloodlust is still pulsing through you. Hey, can't you two just enjoy the meal? Says Whitebeard. You guys should know that if you follow a man like him, you'll only be led to ruin. Following? That moron? Gee, haha. Don't make me laugh. We're all completely out for ourselves. Okay, we're getting boxes. We're all completely out for ourselves. None of us would bat an eye if Rox died. Shiki the Wicked, future Golden Lion. Well, that's not to say his plans don't have a certain appeal. They could prove very lucrative. Miss Bucking the Tech Bandit, Buckingham Stussy. Have you heard of Hachinosu? The place they call the Isle of Exiles, or even Pirate Island. Countries all around the world send their worst inmates there as a form of penal exile. Don Marlone, gangster from the West Blue. Okay, another West Blue connection. We have Don Marlone, and there could be a connection here then, because Capone is from the West Blue, right? It was meant to be a barren island with no food, where all you could do was wait for death. Edward Newgate, future Whitebeard. But last year, the survivors started banding together. And why do you think that? I just think I may have figured something out. And why do you think that happened? With the tongue and the hair, maybe there's a connection to Vito. That was his name, right? But that's not what I was going to say. I think the connection might actually be to Caribou and Korribu here, because it looks kind of like Korribu. Pirate Prophet Ochoku, future Commodore of Pirate Island. Yeah, I think Ochoku might be the connection to Caribou and Korribu, potentially. Believe it or not, the island had a massive gold deposit. A shadowy organization found out and got involved. They helped the criminals amass a fortune that really pissed off the government. Gonzui the Smuggler. Alright, don't know who Gonzui might be related to. I mean, there are a ton of One Piece characters that look sort of similar to this. These days, anyone who gets near the island gets swarmed by the hardened criminals. They'll strip you of everything. So, then, we cut a deal with the government. I asked, how much are you going to pay us if we take that island back for you guys? This feels really similar to Blackbeard moves, you know? Once we get the money, we'll take down Pirate Island and split the mountain load of loot between us. But there's no way in hell we're just handing over the island and those criminals after that. Get it? I'll take charge of Hachinosu, and with these dumbasses under me, we'll turn it into a pirate paradise. I can already see the government and marines standing there like clueless dogs. Vohahaha. Okay, it looks like we might be getting into another big spread. So before we do, I know I haven't done bingo this entire time. We got silhouetted character with Emu. We got Emu-sama with Emu. I don't know. I don't think we got Zoan transformation or God's Knights that I can like confidently say. Straw Hat's wearing the color spread. I don't know if that should count or not. Blood, Sweat, or Tears, I'm certain we've gotten. So I'm just going to click it. I'm certain we've gotten it. Giant Child we got immediately. King Harald. Let's see. No Cross Guild or anything. Man, do I not have new... I don't have new named character? No way. I don't have new named character. Wow. Okay, I think this might be it. We didn't get a bounty reveal. We just saw the poster with the bounty taken out. We got food. Was Joy? I mentioned Joy Boy or Nika, but I don't think the chapter did. We haven't seen their moms. Okay, I think that's just what we're stuck with right now. Oh, Yonko, Whitebeard. I counted Whitebeard last time. Technically. Alright, I guess that's it. Unless I'm missing something or forgetting something. But either way, continuing on, I want to read the chapter. This is just the prologue to my life. Using that island as me base. I'll crush the Navy and bring the Holy Land crashing down. He's speaking pirate? I'm gonna be king of the world. Your enemies are too big. You're picking a fight with the whole planet. Say what you want. One day someone's bound to pull it off. There's no such thing as power that lasts forever. Join me, Harald. If we team up, we'll be unstoppable. And we have Loki listening in. Quit inviting me. I told you I'm the king. That doesn't matter. The world. I'm gonna claim it. The whole damn world. Loki suddenly realized he had found salvation. 4 years passed. Harald continued rejecting the numerous invitations he received until one day, Rox's plan finally had reached its fruition. Backed by his monstrous crew, he would send shockwaves. Set sail, you bastards. Throughout the world, the legend embarks. Break next week. Okay. Well, and we're seeing the flag here. So I guess, does this mean... I doubt we're getting the actual God Valley incident yet here. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. We're probably just going to see next chapter how this affected Loki. And maybe we'll finish out the flashback next week. Or week after next. Well, man, that was so much information. Big information chapter. I think last chapter hit me harder personally, but yeah, big information chapter. I don't really think there's anything more for me to mark off. We just didn't end up with a bingo. I think it's cool seeing some of these new characters and maybe figuring out some of the connections that they will have. I think that is neat. That's one of the coolest parts. But with that aside, yeah, I guess that's all I have for this week, but I'm excited for more. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for being here, watching, all of that. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more One Piece, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel, by sharing or by dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel, also get these One Piece videos a bit early and get your name at the end of videos, then you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls Effernono, J.A. and DD Band, Jerverton students, David Langstaff, Slayer candidates, SG and Stain Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pate Ariel, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you all so much for your support. Man, it kind of takes the wind out of my sails being like, no, it ended, and now we have to wait 2 weeks. man, this is going to be a long wait. But thank you for being here, and I'll see you all next time.